Today's a big day. This is brand new Valencia Theater seating day. These are the brand new Monza Carbon Editions. So shout out to Valencia for sending these out for me to review. Thank you guys. I actually got 3 of these in, but I'm only gonna unbox one today because they all look exactly the same. Now, if you've been following the channel for any amount of time, you would know that I've reviewed so many of these seats, but I have reviewed the Syracuse seats, the Tuscanys, the Oslos, I think the Tuscany Ultimates, maybe it was like Tuscany Console, and then the most recent seats that I reviewed were the Barcelonas, which were my personal favorites, because if you are an audiophile or you have a high-end home theater and you really care about your audio, check out that Barcelona video, because that's a winner of a seat. Once you get it out of the box, it is in 2 separate parts. The back piece is going to be separate from the bottom piece, which is how they are able to keep it so nice and tight inside the boxes. Otherwise, the box would be like this big and be pretty impossible to get it in your house. So inside the box, you get the HD accessory holder, which stands for heavy duty. But if you look here on the armrest, there is no, it doesn't have one of those little metal ports where you can put your accessory tray on or whatever. So what this does is, since it looks like it's made out of like milled aluminum or steel or something, it's really heavy duty, and this will actually fit in your cup holder like so, which will give you the little accessory port so you can stick your tray or whatever, or what have you, inside there so you can swivel the tray around. And this thing's no joke, this thing is pretty heavy. All right, so these chairs are pretty easy to set up. You can see there's a couple of plugs here, red and blue. On the back of the seat, there's a couple of ports here, or little cables that you're just gonna match up the colors. Like so. Once you get it connected, there's the little locking tab. Just lock it down. They only fit one way. And boom, just like that, you're done. And then if you see here, there's 2 little hinges here on the left side and the right side. What we're gonna do, we're gonna take the seat back. And as you can see, there's matching little openings here on the left and right side. We're gonna drop that down on the little hinge. Just line that up. And it should just slide right down. Now there's a little back plate right here that covers this up. So what you do, you take these little notches, these little tabs, stick them right into those little keyhole slots there. You're gonna line them up, drop them down. That'll cover up all the rear back cover here, so it gives you a nice, clean, flush look. Now once you get everything together, if you have more than one chair, like if you have 2 or 3 or more, there's this little gripping mechanism here, which will interlock the chairs together. So these look like little teeth on the main chair, which is the main recliner. We're gonna take this and we're gonna slide them together, and they should lock together. You can hear the clicks. Like so. So this will keep the chair together from moving and sliding around from each other. Now, if you're wondering, once you're setting up the seats, how do you power the seats? Well, if you look right here, there's this little red ribbon that leads all the way inside the armrest. Now, this is a little storage compartment where you can store stuff, but you can see attached to the ribbon is another accessories box. Inside the accessories box is the AC power adapter. Just as we did with the red and blue wires, we're going to take the power brick and the wire that's attached, that's kind of dangling out of the back of the seat, just put them together, lock them down with the locking tab, and then you're good to go. You can just plug this into the wall. All right, now that we got everything all set up, we got these chairs plugged in, we got them connected together so they don't slide around. One thing that differentiates this seat, makes it a bit more luxurious, a bit more upscale, is this right over here. Wrapped behind this plastic sheet check that out. This is German carbon fiber. So this will give the seats a very modern look to it, and not too many seats have this look to it. Now, like all the other Valencia seats that I've reviewed before, this one does have accent lighting. All you've got to do is tap on the little light bulb button here on the cup holder, and you can see that we've got accent lighting on the bottom, we've got it around the cup holders, and on the sides, and also on the front where the carbon fiber is. You can see that illuminates the carbon fiber as well. It shines down to give it a very light glow to it. So it does give it that really cool kind of sleek look. Now there are 3 different levels. There's high, tap it again, there's medium, tap it one more time, and then there's low. Tap it one more time, and that's off. Now if you hold your finger down on the button, it'll cycle through all the different colors, which you do get 7 different colors. Now along the cup holder, there's a few different buttons here which have different features. The first button is the reclining mechanism and also the tilt back mechanism. So if you press this button, you can see that your feet will recline forward and then the seat will go backwards as well. And this will do everything all in one motion. Takes a couple seconds, and the reclining mechanism is pretty quiet as well. The next button here is the return to home button, which will, if you hold it down, it'll reset all the way back to its default upright position. And again, it takes just a couple of seconds. Now the next button is the headrest. So right here, if you keep your eye on the headrest, you can actually move this forward. So if you're all the way reclined backwards, you can take this, hit that button, and you can see that the headrest will move forward. So you can tailor it to your perfect angle once you're reclined all the way back. And this raises up pretty high, so you can get like the perfect angle. The next button is the retract button, so you can retract the headrest, put it all the way back to its default position. And the next button is the lumbar support. It'll be kind of hard to see, but you should be able to see how my hand is kind of pushing forward a little bit. And then the other button is the reset, and then it'll push all the way back in. So this actually comes out or it goes back in. So if you have some back problems, this could be very useful for you. And then the next button is the memory button. So let's say you have your perfect angle that you like, which is really comfortable for you. Say this is what you like. Hold down the memory button till it gives you a little kick. Now all you gotta do is press the memory button once, and then it should go all the way back to your favorite position. So that is the memory button. Now one nice feature is that this does have a built-in USB right in the cup holder. All you do is slide that over, and now the USB is illuminated, so you can always find it in the dark. And if you close it and you got some drinks in your tray, you can keep it from spilling any liquid inside the USB. So that's a pretty handy feature. All right, so let's go back to the HD accessory holder. Let's drop this in the cup holder one more time. But you gotta line it up perfectly. And I just happen to have the Valencia tray. So all we do is take the tray, drop it in the hole, like so. And then look at that. Now we got a nice little swivel option here. And I think this is actually more sturdier than if the holder was built into the seat itself, because this feels really rock solid. So of course you can pick this up. This is optional. You can get something like a wine glass holder or a tablet holder, and I believe some other options as well. And also, did I mention that if you lift up the armrest, you get that little storage compartment, so you can do things like store your cell phone in there, your remote control, whatever you got, you can put it in here. Unfortunately, if you do have the Valencia tray, the Valencia tray does not fit in here because it is too big. Maybe they offer a smaller tray, I'm not sure, but the Valencia tray, the one that I have, this one doesn't fit in here. But you can store other things in here, so that's a nice option to have. Now, one thing I would like with the storage compartment, I kind of wish that this accent lighting was inside here so you can see what was actually inside the storage compartment. Because if you're sitting in the dark, you don't know what's in here. So that's a little thing I probably would like to see in the future. Now, size-wise, you can see that right now I've got 2 seats. I've actually got 3 on hand, but since 3 of them is kind of too big for my living room, once my home theater is complete, I'm gonna follow up this video and show you this inside the completed theater, because that's a lot more space than my living room. But as far as size is concerned, for 2 seats only, they measure 71.25 wide. Height-wise, we're talking about 47 from the floor up to the top of the seat back, and they are 34 inches from the front to the back. Now, for my situation, once these guys go into the home theater, for a row of 3, it's gonna measure 102.75 wide. And obviously you can get like single seats, double seats. You can get like a love seat configuration. There's a bunch of different configurations that you can get. Now, as far as comfort wise, this is made of leather. It's actually semi-aniline 15,000 Napa leather. So it's got a nice matte finish to it. It's not glossy. So if it's in your home theater, you're not gonna get a lot of reflective light bouncing off the seat to your screen or back at your eyes. The entire seat is composed of a composite matrix foam, or sorry, a composite foam matrix, and that's along the armrests, on the seat back, just everywhere is covered in this composite foam matrix. And you know, once you sit in it, you know, I've had this seat for a few days now, and it's super comfy. It's one of the, I would say, the most comfortable seats that I've had from Valencia so far. I mean, it's not quite as big and plush or plush looking as, like, say, the Tuscany or whatever, but I do think that for somebody like myself, I do kind of have some back issues. It doesn't feel as plush as that, but it also feels nice and firm against my back, and it's got a nice upright position. And also with the adjustable headrest, I mean, you can pick your perfect angle for your movies, whether you're reclined all the way back or you're sitting forward. And the lumbar support is really a game changer across all of the Valencia seats. Now, if you haven't noticed, the seat back on this, like I said, is 47 inches from the floor all the way up to the top. So if you are an audiophile and you're really concerned about your audio quality, and you're about my height, 5'8", 5'9", you can see that the headrest will cover your ears, so you get kind of like that occlusion. So if you have surround speakers from behind you, it might kind of block you a little bit. So if you go back to my other review from the Valencia Barcelona seats, that might work out a little bit better for you as far as audio quality is concerned, because you don't have the headrest blocking the sound coming from your ears. But if you just want something a bit more sleek and modern looking, that looks really classy in your home theater or even in your living room, I mean, these seats definitely fit the bill. And I will say that if you're a taller person, these higher backrests probably would suit you a lot better, because it's going to cover your head and it's going to be a bit more comfortable. So thanks, Valencia, for sending these seats for me to check out. I will follow up, like I said, once I get my home theater set. I'm going to have everything all buttoned up, placed in my home theater. I'm not sure yet if these are going to go in the front row or the back row. I've yet to decide, so stay tuned for that video. Now, if you are interested in these seats, like I said, they're super comfy, and I just like the looks of them because they're very modern, very sleek looking. And if you want to really dress up your home theater or even your living room, these seats are going to be really tough to beat. So if you want to pick these seats up, I will leave some links down below in this video's description. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget, come back for the follow-up video where I'm going to put these seats in my home theater.